Hello my students, today you will learn how to make WH questions in past simple tense. And now let's read the objectives of today. You will recall the usage of the WH words and then identify the structure of WH question in past simple tense. And finally, you will make WH questions in past simple. And now let's revise the WH words. What is used to ask about things? Who is used to ask about people or the doers of the actions? Why is used to ask about reasons or causes. When is used to ask about time. Where is used to ask about place or position. And finally, how is used to ask about states, feelings, ways, adjectives, or adverbs. Well, let's get started. Let's identify the rule or the form of a WH question in past simple if the main verb of the sentence is a verb to be. Don't forget that the verbs to be in past simple are two, was and were. Let's take the first example. She was at home. If we want to ask about at home, first we should identify the needed WH word. And at home is a place, so we should use where. Where was she? So the question is, where was she? So as you see, we inverted or switched the verb to be and the subject. So it's not correct to say where she was. You should invert the subject and the verb to be. Okay? And now let's move to the second pattern. Let's identify the form of a WH question in past simple if the main verb of the sentence is an action or state verb. For example, like, eat, cook, play, learn, etc. So let's take this example. She slept at 8 p.m. If we want to ask about 8 p.m., the first step is to identify the needed WH word. At 8 p.m. is a time, so we should use when. The second and the very important step is to use did. Did, because you have an action or state verb. So the question will be, when did she sleep? When did she sleep? As you see, we changed the verb to sleep. We didn't use slept in the WH question. Okay, so sleep is a base form. So one of the important steps in making a WH question is to change the verb to its base form. You cannot say, when did she slept? It's not correct. Okay, so pay attention. And now let's take another example. She solved a hard homework. A hard homework is a thing. So first you should use what. What is to ask about things. The second step is to use did. What did? And the third step is to put the subject and the base form verb. So the question will be, what did she solve? What did she solve? As you see, we removed D from the verb and we put it in its base form. So the rule is WH word plus did plus subject plus base form verb plus the complement of the sentence and finally the question mark. And now take a look at this example to get it easily. Well, it's time to explain the exercises of the worksheet that you have to solve. In the first exercise, you have to complete the questions and you have to answer them. Let's take the first part. Did you go last night? I to the restaurant. Look at the answer. To the restaurant is the answer and it is a place. So we were asking about the place. So the needed WH word is where. Where did you go last night? So here you have to complete the answer. I go or I went. I went to the restaurant because the question in past simple tense. I went to the restaurant. So you have to follow this pattern to complete the other parts. And now let's move to the second exercise where you have to form WH questions. It's up to you to choose any phrase to ask about, okay? Let me solve the first one and choose my teacher. My teacher is a kind of people. So I should use who to ask about it. Who was Mr. Salim? Well, that was the first part of your required worksheet. It is really easy if you watch the video carefully. Thank you.